The movie begins with a girl we see drowning on an island. Now, how did she end up here? And who is she? Let's find out. We first meet Lori and her younger sister, Erin. They're on vacation in Fiji. While the two sisters are having lunch at a hotel, Lori tells Erin about her husband's biggest secret. She says, "I found out my husband's cheating on me, and he's having an affair with another girl." She even found some proof that the other girl is pregnant. Erin's shocked to hear this and asks her sister, "If you know all this, why don't you just leave a cheating jerk like that?" But Lori's still pretty confused and doesn't know what to do. Then Erin tells her sister that she'd known about Mike's disgusting truth for a long time. She just never told Lori because she didn't want to break up her home. Hearing this, Lori actually gets mad at her sister and starts fighting with her for hiding it. This turns into an argument between them, and Erin storms off in anger. The next day, they have a flight back home. Lori gets to the airport super early to catch her flight, but Erin still hasn't arrived. Because of yesterday's fight, she'd put her phone on silent, so she didn't hear Lori's calls and ended up missing the flight. Meanwhile, after trying countless times and Erin still not showing up, Lori decides to go back home alone. She had no idea that fate had something else in store for her today. Well, just as the flight is about to take off, the flight attendant asks her one more time, "Is your sister coming?" If yes, they could wait 5 more minutes. But Lori says no, she won't be coming. So the plane takes off. On this plane, there's also an elderly couple celebrating their anniversary. Lori becomes pretty good friends with them, and all the passengers are happy. But after a little while, everyone feels a huge jolt, which scares all the passengers on the plane. There's fear in the cockpit too, and after a few seconds, the plane gets caught so badly in a storm due to bad weather that it catches fire. The pilot tries his best to control it, but even though he wants to, he's losing control. After a short while, the plane crashes into a jungle. Now the government and administration are in a frenzy when they hear this news, and they try their best to find this plane, but they can't find any trace of it. So after getting exhausted, they close the case a few days later, figuring the plane must have crashed into the ocean and sunk. That's why they didn't find any clues. When Erin finds this out, she pleads with the government for help to find her sister, but in everyone's eyes, Lori is now dead. Even Lori's husband, Mike, doesn't show much interest in the case. He too had given up hope of Lori being alive. But Erin still believes her sister's alive, and that's why she starts investigating the whole matter herself. Then one day she finds out that her sister's credit card was used just a few days ago in a village in Fiji. This makes Erin incredibly happy, and she immediately tells Lori's husband, Mike. But Mike doesn't show much interest in it, so Erin decides to find the store herself and sets off alone to find her sister. With that, the story goes back in time, and we're shown the day of the accident again, where the plane crashes into the jungle after the crash. But luckily, the seat Lori was sitting in was the safest seat on the entire plane. And because of this, she survives. When she gets up from her seat and comes out, she sees that she's stuck on an uninhabited island. There's no sign of anyone anywhere. Meanwhile, we also see the pilot who's trying to save the flight attendant. A rod has gone through her stomach. Lori also reaches them, and both of them bring her out. Inside the plane, a woman was traveling with her child, and her child keeps screaming. The pilot asks Lori and the others to help get the remaining survivors out. We see the other crashed part of the plane here, where most of the passengers are dead. Some people are badly injured, and some have no hope of surviving. Only 6 people survived this entire plane crash. Among them are Lori, the pilot named Daniel, a businessman named Pete, and Amber, a mother with a child, a guy named Felix, and an elderly Uncle Jack, who was coming to celebrate his anniversary and also happened to be a medical expert. Because of this, he also tries to treat many people's wounds. But amidst all this, the flight attendant dies. In a short while, they realize that this island is completely empty. There's no one around for miles. The surprising thing is that there's no phone network here either, which causes them a lot of trouble. Now, first, they all work together to gather necessary supplies and then decide to use them sparingly so they can last as long as possible. Meanwhile, Amber, with the child, is still in a delicate condition. Her child is suffering from hunger, which makes Lori feel very sorry for them. She takes the child towards the jungle to distract him, where she finds a small pond. But there was a fierce crocodile in this pond. As soon as Lori sees it, she somehow saves her life and runs away from there and tells everyone about it, which scares them too. After this, all the passengers who died are thrown into the water, like the flight attendant, which makes Lori very sad. Not only that, the lady in the plane with whom she had become good friends, who had come here to celebrate her anniversary, has also died. She's no longer alive. Her husband cries as he pushes her body into the water. You never know what time will bring. No one knows what will happen when. During this, they spot a ship coming in the ocean. They all think of gathering a lot of wood to signal the captain and light it. But as soon as Lori takes out her purse to light the wood and takes out the lighter from it, she can't find it anywhere. What was surprising was that she had put it in her purse with her own hands. This means that someone among them stole the lighter. Meanwhile, everyone starts blaming each other, and the boat sails away. With that, they all lose a golden opportunity. Over there, Felix tries to catch fish in the ocean with the help of his spare gun. Meanwhile, Lori goes with Uncle Jack into the jungle to pick fruits in search of food. There, she finds chocolate hidden in a tree. This means that someone among them is stealing this chocolate, bringing it here, and eating it. Now, this causes a lot of arguments among all of them. Then Jack takes the blame on himself and says that he was the one who stole this chocolate. But Lori doesn't believe his words because Jack was a kind-hearted person. However, Jack feels very sorry about all this. They are already in a severe shortage of food. In such a situation, he feels like he is becoming a burden on those people. On top of that, after his wife died in the plane crash, he had no purpose left in life. He goes to commit suicide in the ocean for everyone's good. When Lori finds out about this, she feels very bad. Jack had left all his belongings there. Lori looks at them one by one carefully. In the meantime, her eyes fall on a container lying on the shore, which must have fallen from a ship. They all think there must be some food inside, but it was extremely difficult to get it because they would have to jump from a cliff, and no one could show such courage. But then Lori risks her life and jumps from that cliff. However, the height of the cliff was so great that as soon as she fell into the water, she started drowning. It's a good thing Felix saved her life at the right time and also brought out that container. But unfortunately, there was no food or drink in the container. It had a lot of hair dryers. Seeing this, their hopes were dashed. Meanwhile, an idea comes to Felix's mind. He thinks, why don't we combine the wires of these dryers to make a raft, with the help of which we can get out of here? Well, everyone likes his amazing idea. A little later, they all worked together to prepare a raft using wood and wires. There was only one drawback to it, and that was that there was only room for one person. In such a situation, they all decide that Felix will sit on this raft and go to find help for them. Before leaving, Felix teaches Lori how to use his spare gun so that she can catch fish in his absence. Here we can see that both of them have become quite comfortable with each other. They have developed a good friendship. Earlier, Lori didn't like Felix at all, but now she has started liking him somewhere. Felix has also become secretly crazy about her. However, this love triangle was not just between them, but businessmen Pete and Amber also started looking at each other with loving eyes. And night falls, and we see Felix packing his bags to leave for tomorrow's journey. Then Lori comes to him and gives him her credit card, saying that if he succeeds in getting out of here, he will definitely need it. Felix puts the credit card in his bag and goes to rest. After a while, we see everyone sleeping there. Then suddenly, the pilot Daniel secretly gets up, steals Felix's bag, and tries to escape by sitting on the raft. Meanwhile, Lori's eyes open, and she tries to stop Daniel. But even after repeated pleas, Daniel doesn't listen to her, so she attacks him with the spare gun, which badly injures Daniel. But he managed to escape from there. Now our story comes back to the present again, where Erin, searching for her sister, reaches the same shop where her credit card was last used. With the help of the shop owner, she gets the CCTV footage, and here she finds out that the one who used her card was none other than the pilot of the same plane her sister Lori was on. Seeing this, Erin was completely surprised, so she immediately gets the pilot's address and goes to his house. Here, Erin meets a girl who introduces herself as Daniel's daughter, and Erin shows her the video of the shop in that Fiji village, giving her proof that her father's alive. Hearing this, the girl starts crying right there, and then both of them go to Daniel's other house to find him. Daniel is not found in this house either, but while searching through the house's belongings, Erin finds something that makes her quickly realize that this girl is not Daniel's daughter. And along with this, she also finds a bag full of money in her hand, which she immediately tries to hide. Just then, that girl becomes suspicious that Erin must have found out the truth, and she points a gun at Erin without thinking. Meanwhile, Daniel suddenly appears there and knocks the girl unconscious, saving Erin's life. Erin asks him about her sister Lori. To this, Daniel lies to her that Lori is dead. He also advises her to leave this place as soon as possible. Along with this, he also asks her to keep the secret of his being alive. Now both of them are talking when suddenly Erin's phone rings, and it's from the girl with whom she went to Daniel's house. She has kidnapped Daniel's real daughter, Natasha. Natasha tells her father to come home as soon as possible to save her. After this, we see Daniel and Erin going to his house. But Daniel advises Erin to stay hidden outside the house. Then hiding his bag full of money there, he enters to save his daughter's life. Now here that girl asks Daniel about Erin, so he lies that he left Erin somewhere on the way. And now that girl threatens Daniel, saying that if he values his daughter's life, he should take her to the same island where the plane crashed. Well, now with no other option left, Daniel is forced to agree to take her. Now both of them together rent a plane to go there, unaware that Erin is also sitting behind them in this plane. After a short journey, Daniel finally drops that girl off on the island. but he lands the plane a little distance from them, where that girl directly gets off and starts looking for businessman Pete. Meanwhile, Erin also quietly slips away and starts searching for her sister. On the other side, we see Lori and the others living happily on the island. Here they have made their own separate huts, and what's more, they all started living like couples. In fact, none of them, except Lori, want to leave this place now. Although Lori also wants to spend the rest of her life with Felix, she misses her sister very much and cannot live without her. That same night, Lori finds her lighter, which Amber had hidden. Now, upon finding this out, Lori yells at her a lot and even blames her for being stuck here. Because if she had given the lighter that day, they might have stopped that ship and been at home. But Amber was so troubled by her personal life that she didn't want to go back. Lori scolds Amber a lot for her foolishness, and disappointed, she goes back to her hut. Now the next day, Lori and Felix hear someone screaming. Both run there, and Pete, sitting in front of them, was crying loudly. He tells them that some time ago, he and Amber had a small argument over a trivial matter, during which he scolded her, and because of this, Amber, in anger, jumped into the ocean to take her own life. Now hearing this, Felix sets off towards the ocean to find Amber. Meanwhile, Lori finds a photo in which Amber and Pete are together. Seeing this, she is shocked and asks Pete why he hid it from them when they already knew each other. Then she suspects Pete. Did he take Amber's life to bury this secret? And thinking this, she starts running toward the jungle to save her life from Pete. Pete also chases her. During this time, on the other side of the island, Erin, hiding and seeking, finds the pilot Daniel. He promises Erin to make her meet Lori, but for this, they first have to escape from here. So Daniel makes a plan. He will distract that unknown girl for as long as possible, and Erin will secretly steal her boat and start it. Well, both of them do exactly that, but then that girl notices Daniel running away. She shoots him. Although they managed to escape from there, Daniel's condition was very bad. So much blood had flowed that now his chances of survival were negligible. Seeing his death imminent, Daniel reveals to Erin about this incident. He says that the plane his sister was on did not crash due to an accident. Instead, it was deliberately crashed as part of a conspiracy in which he himself was involved, and Pete was also involved with him. Actually, a little while before the plane took off, businessman Pete came to meet him and gave him a lot of money to force land the plane. He just wanted to kill his girlfriend Amber in this incident. Yes, friends, Amber is none other than Pete's girlfriend. Even that child is Pete's. He just wanted to get rid of her, so he paid Daniel to force land the plane so that after landing the plane on a deserted island, he could kill Amber and live peacefully with his wife. But due to bad weather, his whole plan flopped and the plane actually crashed. However, that girl had found out about their misdeeds. That's why she had come here to kill Pete, because she had lost her family members in that plane crash because of Pete. As soon as Daniel finished speaking, he died. But before dying, he tells Erin the way to reach Lori. Now in the morning, Erin also reaches there. Here in the jungles, Lori is hiding from Pete to save her life. Then she senses someone's presence. When she turns around, seeing her sister Erin in front of her eyes, she hugs her happily. Erin immediately asks her to come with her, but Lori doesn't want to leave Felix and that child. After this, both of them go together to the hut they built. Then Pete comes there and deceitfully catches Felix and demands the boat key from Erin. But they were not ready for this. In hearing this, Pete, in anger, is about to take Felix's life when Lori suddenly attacks Pete and kills him right there. Now Erin asks those people to come with her, but Felix doesn't want to leave from there. Lori also loves Felix, so she decides to live a peaceful life with Felix and that child on the same island. After which, Erin meets her sister and returns home. Meanwhile, Natasha doesn't find her father back, but she does find the bag full of money he hid, which makes her very happy. And at the end of the story, we see Lori, who is now living happily on this island, and she is also pregnant now. And with this, the story ends here. See you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Peace out.